There is a moment before every great transformation when the ground beneath you trembles. Life, once predictable, erupts into chaos. Relationships fracture, long-standing plans collapse. The people you once trusted begin to distance themselves. Opportunities that seemed certain slip through your fingers. It feels as if the universe itself is conspiring against you. But what if this is not destruction? What if this is preparation? In times of great change, most people panic. They interpret the turbulence as a sign to retreat, to lower their expectations, to shrink. But those who understand the deeper patterns of life recognize something different. This is the fire that refines, the storm that clears the path. God does not bestow great blessings on the untested. He does not place immense power in the hands of those who cannot endure discomfort. Before He elevates you, He first prepares you, and preparation is never gentle. Consider history's greatest figures. Before they stepped into their purpose, they endured hardship that would have broken ordinary men. They lost friendships, suffered betrayals, faced ridicule, and walked through darkness alone. Yet, these were not signs of their demise. These were the crucibles that hardened their resolve. The weak shattered under the weight of adversity, but the strong, those destined for something greater, used it to sharpen themselves. When you find yourself surrounded by chaos, it is easy to fall into despair. But what if instead of resisting, you embraced it? What if you understood that every loss, every closed door, every unexpected challenge was clearing space for something larger than you ever imagined? Most people will never reach their highest potential because they misinterpret the storm. They see it as punishment rather than preparation. They retreat instead of standing firm. They surrender just before the breakthrough arrives. If life is shaking, if the world around you feels unstable, do not run. Stand in the midst of the storm and ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? The discomfort you feel is temporary. The pressure is molding you, forcing you to let go of what no longer serves you, stripping away weakness and doubt. And when the storm passes, and it will pass, you will not be the same person. You will be stronger, wiser, ready. Because the chaos was never meant to break you, it was meant to prepare you for what comes next. Rejection stings. It shakes your confidence, makes you question your worth, and leaves you wondering why something you desired so deeply was suddenly taken away. The job you were sure you'd get goes to someone else. The relationship you thought would last forever crumbles without warning. A door that seemed wide open slams shut in your face. At first it feels like failure, it feels personal. But what if rejection is not an ending, but a divine redirection? What if what you lost was never meant for you in the first place? Most people see closed doors as setbacks. They dwell on missed opportunities, replay conversations in their heads, and torture themselves with what-ifs. But those who understand the deeper currents of life recognize something powerful. When a door closes, it is often a sign that something greater is ahead. You were not rejected, you were being rerouted. A denied opportunity is often God's way of clearing your path, of removing distractions, of keeping you from something that would have slowed you down or led you in the wrong direction. Think of the moments in your past when you desperately wanted something only to be met with disappointment. Now, with hindsight, consider how life unfolded afterward. That job you didn't get led you to a better one. That relationship that fell apart made room for someone who truly valued you. That plan that failed forced you to create a new one that aligned with your true potential. Had those doors remained open, you may have clung to something that was comfortable but beneath you. Rejection is painful, but it is also protection. When something is removed from your life, it is because it no longer serves your growth. It was either too small for you or it was not meant to align with your future. The challenge is in trusting this process before the new door appears. Most people give up too soon. They become bitter, allowing disappointment to harden their hearts. But those who move forward with faith, who trust that every no is guiding them to a greater yes, are the ones who eventually find themselves standing in a reality beyond their wildest dreams. So when a door closes, do not mourn for too long. Wipe your tears, straighten your back, and keep walking, because what is coming is greater than what was left behind. There comes a time when the world around you grows silent. Friends who once called daily drift away. Invitations stop coming. The people who once celebrated you now seem indifferent. It feels as if you are walking through life alone, unseen and forgotten. At first you question everything. Did I do something wrong? Have I lost my way? Why has my circle become so small? But what if this is not punishment? What if this isolation is preparation? Before every great transformation, there is a season of separation. This is not a coincidence. It is intentional. When God is about to elevate you, He removes the distractions. The voices that once influenced you begin to fade. The company that once felt comfortable no longer fits. This is a sacred period, a time to refine your vision, to sharpen your mind, to strengthen your spirit. But most people do not recognize it as such. They panic, they cling to old relationships, chase after lost connections, and resist the solitude that is meant to shape them. In doing so, they delay their growth. Great minds are not formed in crowds. The most powerful individuals in history all experience deep isolation before stepping into their purpose. During these moments of solitude, they gained clarity, discipline, and self-mastery. They learned to hear their own voice above the noise of the world. They discovered who they truly were apart from the expectations and opinions of others. If they had feared isolation, if they had sought constant validation, they would have never become who they were meant to be. Many people avoid being alone because it forces them to confront themselves. It is easier to stay distracted, to surround yourself with noise, to keep moving without reflection. But true growth happens in the quiet. It is in solitude that ideas are born, that wounds are healed, that strength is built. The solitude you fear may be the very thing you need. So if you find yourself alone, do not resist it. Do not waste this time wishing for the past. Instead, embrace the silence. Use it to develop your mind, to deepen your faith, to prepare for what is coming, because when this season ends, and it will end, you will not return to where you were. You will emerge stronger, wiser, and ready to step into the future that was waiting for you all along. Opportunity rarely announces itself with fanfare. It does not always come wrapped in gold or presented with certainty. Instead, it often arrives disguised, hidden within unexpected encounters, small tasks, or moments that seem insignificant at first glance. Most people miss it. They are too busy searching for something grand, waiting for a perfect moment that never comes. But those who understand the patterns of life recognize that when something big is about to happen, unusual opportunities begin to appear. These opportunities may not look the way you expect. They may seem beneath you, inconvenient, or unrelated to your plans. A random conversation with a stranger, a job offer that feels like a detour, a small project that seems unimportant. Many will dismiss these moments thinking they are distractions, but those who are truly prepared for elevation know that the biggest doors often open through the smallest crack. History is full of stories of people whose destinies changed because they recognized an opportunity where others saw nothing. A chance meeting with one person led to a career breakthrough. A seemingly minor decision placed them in the right place at the right time. A simple yes to an offer they almost ignored led to unimaginable success. The difference between those who rise and those who remain stagnant is not luck, it is perception. It is the ability to see beyond the surface. To recognize that sometimes the divine path does not always appear as a straight road. Many people reject opportunities because they are waiting for something that feels certain, something that guarantees success. But life does not work that way. The biggest blessings often come from the most unexpected places. Those who hesitate, who refuse to step into the unknown, who only move when they feel 100% ready, they often miss their moment. So when unusual opportunities begin to present themselves, pay attention, be open. Trust that what seems small may lead to something far greater than you can currently see. Say yes to the things that stretch you, to the invitations that challenge you, to the paths that feel unfamiliar but intriguing. Because when God is about to give you something big, He first tests your ability to recognize and act on what seems small. And those who seize these moments will find themselves standing in places they once only dreamed of. The battle is not always external. Sometimes the greatest war you will ever fight is the one within your own mind. When something big is about to happen in your life, the resistance does not come from the outside, it comes from inside of you. Doubt whispers in your ear, telling you that you are not ready. Fear creeps in, convincing you that failure is inevitable. Your mind replays every past mistake, every missed opportunity, every moment of weakness, trying to persuade you that you are not worthy of what is coming. This is not a coincidence. The moment before elevation is always the hardest. Just when you are on the brink of something great, everything in you begins to question whether you can handle it. This is the final test. If your mind can be broken, if your spirit can be shaken, then you were never truly ready to receive what was meant for you. But if you push forward, despite the fear, despite the uncertainty, despite the overwhelming desire to retreat, you will step into something greater than you ever imagined. Many people never reach their full potential because they surrender to the internal battle. They assume that feeling afraid means they should stop. They mistake discomfort for a sign to turn back. But discomfort is not a warning, it is an indication that you are growing. The mind resists change because it craves familiarity. Even when you are moving towards something better, your own thoughts will try to convince you to stay where you are, to choose safety over possibility. But growth does not happen in comfort. Every person who has ever achieved something extraordinary had to first conquer themselves. They had to push past fear, past insecurity, past the urge to give up when the pressure became too much. They understood that the presence of fear does not mean you should stop. It means you are exactly where you need to be. So when the internal battle intensifies, do not be alarmed. Do not mistake fear for failure. Recognize it as a sign that you are on the verge of something life-changing. Push forward anyway. Take the step even when your hands are shaking. Move even when your heart is pounding. Because on the other side of this battle is the life you have been waiting for. And only those who refuse to surrender to their own doubts will reach it. Most people pray for something big, but when the moment comes, they are unprepared. They ask for opportunities, but hesitate when they arrive. They want success, but fear the responsibility that comes with it. The truth is, blessings are not just given, they are placed in the hands of those who are ready to receive them. And readiness is not about wishing or hoping, it is about positioning yourself with unwavering faith and deliberate action. When something big is coming, the signs are everywhere. You feel the shift in your spirit. You sense that you are on the verge of something life-changing, but sensing it is not enough. You must be prepared to step into it. Many people miss their breakthrough, not because they lack talent, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they are not mentally, emotionally, and spiritually ready when the door opens. They hesitate, they overthink, they let fear convince them that they are not enough. And just like that, the moment passes them by. Faith is not passive. It is not sitting back and waiting for life to hand you something. Faith is movement. It is taking steps before you see the full picture. It is preparing for what you desire, even when there is no evidence that it is coming. If you believe something big is on the way, then act like it. Prepare yourself as if it is already yours. If you are waiting for an opportunity, sharpen your skills. If you are praying for a new chapter, release what no longer serves you. If you are expecting elevation, carry yourself like the person who is already there. There is a reason why some people seem to receive endless opportunities while others stay stagnant. The ones who rise are the ones who are ready when the moment arrives. They do not hesitate. They do not second guess. They recognize the door and walk through it with confidence because they have already prepared for it long before it appeared. So ask yourself, if the blessing you have been waiting for arrived today, would you be ready? Would you have the mindset, the discipline, the strength to handle it? Because when something big is coming, it does not wait for you to catch up. It comes swiftly, and only those who have been preparing in faith will be able to step into it without hesitation. Be ready. The moment is closer than you think.